Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, here is a mathematics question on the logarithm. Okay, it is an equation. The question says solve the equation log log x minus 1 to base 2 plus log x plus 2 to base 2 equals 2. All right, we have what we have two logs, right? Adding to each other, and both of them are in the same base, right? Okay, if that is the case, we can combine both of them according to this rule. Let's look at the solution, right? There's a rule that says log log a to base b plus log c to base b equals log ac base b. All right, we all know this rule, right? So this is one of the logarithm rules, right? So from this rule, we can progress with our solution that our log x minus 1, right, plus log x plus 2 will become log open bracket x minus 1, right, multiply by open bracket x plus 2, right, all to base 2, right, because both of them must be in the same base before you can apply that rule. Okay, here we'll have it as 2, right? Okay, now we've combined both logs into this. What next? All right, there's another rule that says that if you have log, let's say a to base b, all equal to x, it implies that our a, which is the number log, will be equal to the base raised to power of that answer, which is x. Okay, now that means we can simply apply that same rule to this particular log that we have over there, which implies that this will now become our log x minus 1 close bracket open another bracket x plus 2 to base 2 equals 2 will give us, we have it as open brackets, right, x minus 1 close the bracket open another bracket which is x plus 2 close the bracket. This will be equal to the base which is 2, right, raised to this 2, right? So we have it as 2 raised to power of 2. Okay, now what this means is that we are multiplying this together, right? So if you multiply x by x, you have x squared, right? X multiplied by plus 2 will give you plus 2x. All right, so now the next thing is to take minus 1 from this side and multiply it with the individual terms here. All right, that will be minus x, right? Minus 1 times x will be minus x, and minus 1 times plus 2 will give us minus 2. Everything equals 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. Okay, all right, that's 4. Now let's simplify this more, right? So this will give us x squared, right, plus 2x minus x will give us plus x. Okay, now we have minus 4 minus 2 here, right, and here we have plus 4. If plus 4 crosses this equal sign to here, it becomes what? It becomes minus 4. Okay, in that case, minus 2 minus 4 will become minus 6, all equals 0. So this gives us a quadratic equation. All right, so we have to solve this equation quadratically. Okay, now what are we going to do? What are the rules that we need to follow here, right? So there's what? We have to find two numbers. We have to find the product of root, right? So our product of root here will be what? The coefficient of the constant, the quadratic term here, which is 1, right? Multiplied by the constant term, which is -6, right? If you multiply them together, it will give us -6. That is -1 multiplied by -6. That's -1. So, and the sum of roots here will be what? That will be the coefficient of the x, right? So, coefficient of the what? Of the x variable. So, which is what? Which is +1. Now it means that we are going to what? We are going to look for two numbers that if you multiply them, we're gonna have what? We're gonna have -6, right? And if you add them, you're gonna have +1. What are the two numbers? So that will be 3 and -2. Okay, you say 3 multiplied by -2, that will be what? That will be -6. All right, so 3, well, we say 3 multiplied by -2, that will be -6. And 3 plus -2, that will be 3 minus 2, which is equals to +1. Okay, that's it. Now, it means that we will now come back to the equation. Instead of what? We have x squared here. Instead of having plus x, so we will write what? We will substitute both of what? Both of these, right? Into what? Into the place of x, right? By writing plus, this will become plus 3x and minus 2x. So plus 3x minus 2x will become plus x eventually. So minus 6 equals 0. All right. Now let's group this into two, right? By grouping them, we can have x squared plus 3x here. Let's group this, right? And let's group -4 minus 2x and -6 together. Let's say you have minus here, you open a bracket, so you put your -2 here, right? So that minus multiplied by 2x will give you your -2x back, right? So secondly, here you are not going to what? You are not going to have minus as here anymore, so it become plus, because minus times plus will give you minus. So you now have your 6 here equals 0. Right. Now, what are the common factors here? So the common factor here is what? Is x. You take it out. So what remains here is what? Is x, because x squared divided by x will be x, plus 3x divided by x will give you 3. Close the bracket. Minus. So what's the common factor between what? Between 2x and 6? That will be 2. Take 2 out. Here you will be left with x plus 6 divided by 2 will give you 3, and that will be equal to 0. Okay, now what's the next one? What's the next step here? What we need to do here is that, all right, let's look at this one, these two terms, right? We have it that they have a common factor, which is what? Which is x plus 3. Okay, so that common factor, you have to factor it out. So we have our x plus 3 out here, right? Open bracket. So what remains? We have x here and minus 2 the other side. So everything will be equal to 0, right? So this will now implies that our x plus 3 will be equal to 0, or x minus 2 will be equal to 0. And if that is the case, it means that our x will be equal to -3, or our x will be equal to +2. So these are the values of x that will satisfy the equation.